I am not human. And that doesn't mean that I'm an alien or a mermaid or even an animal. It just means that I am not of the human race. Hiya. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dawn's Full Moon or Hinoe Havels, but you can just call me Dawn. Though I may not look it, I am not human. And this isn't just some weird thing I say because I want attention. It's because there are so many cases out there like mine, and I just want to talk about it. Starting from when I was little, I always felt disconnected with the human label. I would always say that I was a dog or a wolf, jokingly, even on the playground. But that joke didn't last long, as I was diagnosed with mild lycanthropy back in 2016. I have zero idea if that diagnosis was true or not, as one, I was in elementary school, and two, that psychologist is now nowhere to be found, and there are no traces of him. After a while, I came to terms with my humanity until the pandemic hit. In 2020, any sort of recovering I had done faded away. Only after 3 months, I had convinced myself that I wasn't human, that I was an animal stuck in a human body. And that drove me mad. I just kept clawing at my skin, trying to release my quote unquote inner animal. And as you can tell, it didn't work. But I would scratch myself until the point I bled. I accidentally scratched myself during the night. Couldn't believe that I was actually human, even though this is barely believable. But I just kept trying to find ways to prove that I was an animal. I would role play at night around my house just by walking and going to go get snacks from the pantry. I would growl if someone did something I didn't like or came too close to me. Whine if there was something I didn't like or if I was hurt. Or if I was just trying to simply get attention. Bark if I wanted to tell someone something. My voice would come out in short bursts that sounded a lot like barking. And I would also just crawl around on all fours. Not doing quadrobics, but just crawling. It was honestly very unsettling. This obsession got so bad that when I started going to public school again after the pandemic, it carried over. And I'm not gonna say that I got bullied for it, because I didn't. I would more say I was the bully, forcing my wolfness on them. Looking back at it, that was not a fun time. That was not who I am. And I'm just glad I'm not like that anymore. Early 2022, I discovered what a Therian was. I was like, wow, they're really cool. I might look into them. I looked into them, found out what could possibly lead to becoming a Therian. And I was like, that sounds a lot like me. Hi, Editing Dawn here. In this clip I had realized that I accidentally said becoming a Therian. You cannot become a Therian, however, it can develop throughout life depending on your mental state at the time. I feel not entirely human. During this delusion that I was a wolf, I felt like when I was dreaming, I had memories. It wasn't just normal flashbacks, it was being a dog, a wolf. I looked into that animal and found out that it was a wolf dog, a cross between a Kangal and a Czechoslovakian wolf dog, which kind of turned out like this. I'm not exactly sure if that's what my main stereotype is. And after a while, I was in denial that I was a Therian. But as I kept looking into it, the more it was harder to deny. TikTok honestly scared me. They were like,
being a Therian isn't fun. Being a Therian isn't cool. You suffer.
and here I am now, a proud Therian, and I'm just like, wow, being a Therian is so fun. Be an animal while also being human. Isn't that fun? Therians are a part of a bigger identity group called alterhumans. Alterhumans. What kinds are there? The most common types of alterhumanity are Therian, being the most common among the community, otherkin, fictionkin, other-hearted, other-link, copingkin or coping link, objectkin, conceptkin, and plantkin. There are so many kinds of alterhumans out there, and you may have heard, if you were in the community for a while, of the term non-human. Non-human, an umbrella within the alterhuman community. Someone who identifies as something other than a human being. This is usually not a physical claim, but a description of one's internal self, soul, or psychology. And within this non-human umbrella are the most basic kinds of kin. Therians, otherkin, fictionkin, and objectkin. Being the curious little girl I was, I looked more into non-humans. And this is what I found. The scientific way to describe non-humans is, outside of the alterhuman community, a non-human simply refers to an entity that is not a member of the species Homo sapiens. In scientific context, that simply means anything that isn't human. Non-human animals, non-human primates, or even, trigger warning, AI. And after I did all this research, I was just like, wow, this is cool. Probably never gonna use this information ever again. I'm using this information again. And then I finally started posting on TikTok. Barely any of you remember my TikTok days from back in 2023, early, late-ish 2023 to 2024. I had 14,000 followers until I got banned. It wasn't for any good reason, but that can be a topic for a separate video. I had already made my YouTube channel by then. I was just reposting everything I posted on TikTok. When I got banned, I really tapped into YouTube. When I got banned, I really tapped into YouTube. It's been a good while. I've had a few videos that just blew up out of nowhere. And it's been 3 long years, and I finally reached 1K. Thank you guys so much. I will be posting more updates on the Therianthropy themed webcomic as promised. Some people may have already found it since it was cross-posted on Tumblr and Webtoon, but thank you guys so much for 1K. Thank you guys so much for 1K. I love you. It's been 3 long years, maybe even 4. I don't know. But just thank you guys so much. I really never thought that I would make it this far since I'm just doing this for fun. And I'm so happy I can make all of you happy. Love you guys. Bye.